Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys drop classy tribute for Tyron Smith after Jets move. Recently, the Dallas Cowboys lost a huge part of their offensive line strength when it was announced that offensive tackle Tyron Smith would be departing the franchise in free agency to sign a new contract with the New York Jets. Smith was a stalwart for Dak Prescott as well as the Cowboys' running game over the last decade plus, and now the team will look for ways to fill the void he leaves behind as free agency continues and the NFL draft looms. On Tuesday, the Cowboys displayed a classy move when they took to their official team account on X, the social media platform formerly referred to as Twitter, to post a heartfelt tribute video for Smith for his time in a Dallas uniform, with the caption, "Thank you, 77." The montage of clips included footage of Smith getting drafted by the Cowboys and other highlights from his impressive tenure with the franchise. For his part, Smith himself also showed gratitude to the Cowboys organization with a post on Instagram. Cowboy Nation, Smith wrote, per Eric Edholm of NFL.com, humbly, I don't even know where to begin. 13 years sure is a long time to sum up in one short letter to thousands of people who have made my time in Dallas so memorable. It's been a long and wild ride filled with plenty of ups and downs, but, Cowboy Nation, you have been here through it all. The Cowboys will now look ahead to the NFL Draft, which is slated to begin in late April. Cowboys rookie Deuce Vaughn headlines list of the biggest winners from Week 1 of NFL preseason, speak. Emmanuel Acho, Joy Taylor, LaShawn McCoy and Bucky Brooks determine the biggest winners and losers from Week 1 of the NFL preseason. Nominees include Chicago Bears Justin Fields, Philadelphia Eagles Jalen Carter, Dallas Cowboys Deuce Vaughn and the New Orleans Saints. For over a year, many have expected Ohio State football wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. to be the first from that position to go off the board, but NFL analyst Daniel Jeremiah laid out a way that LSU wide receiver Malik Nabers could go ahead of him on draft night, saying that teams value different traits and styles of play. I wouldn't be shocked if Nabers ended up being the first WR off the board, Daniel Jeremiah of NFL Network said on X. I love MHJ and O'Duns, but Nabers brings a different element. It'll come down to preference of style, but I guarantee some teams will have Nabers at the top of the list. In Jeremiah's evaluation, Malik Nabers offers more speed and run after the catch ability than Marvin Harrison Jr. or Washington wide receiver Rome Odunze. Harrison and Rome Odunze are more prototypical outside wide receivers who are known to win based on technique, route running and being strong in contested catch situations. Odunze especially was great in contested catch situations. All three of the high-end wide receivers would be the top at their position in many other drafts, and each of them offer a bit of something different. It will be interesting to see what teams value what on draft night. Based on the current draft order, it seems like quarterbacks Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels will go in the first 3 picks to the Chicago Bears, Washington Commanders, and New England Patriots. After that, we could see the wide receivers start to go. The Arizona Cardinals and Los Angeles Chargers hold the number 4 and 5 picks in this year's draft. Both teams could possibly trade back if a team buys in enough on a quarterback like J.J. McCarthy or one of the other 3 mentioned above, if they slip. However, the Cardinals are likely viewed as the top landing spot for Harrison. It could quickly become the Chargers if Arizona decides to trade back. However, as Jeremiah mentioned, we do not know what these teams value. Do the Cardinals have Harrison at the top of their board? What about the Chargers? It seems very unlikely that Harrison will fall to the New York Giants at number 6, but depending on how many quarterbacks come off the board before then, Nabers or Odunze would make a ton of sense. Who do the Giants prefer between Nabers and Odunze? New York could also be in play for a quarterback, whether that is in a trade-up situation or taking someone like McCarthy if he falls to the number 6 pick. Regardless, there are a ton of different scenarios as we get closer to the draft. One surprise pick could throw off the whole first round. Only time will tell where these highly rated receivers will end up. Proposed Cowboys trade would add up incoming Broncos RB to roster. The Dallas Cowboys 2024 roster is slowly starting to take shape, and it could change further with a trade for a Denver Broncos weapon. While the Cowboys have re-signed Rico Dowdle, they are still lacking a true number one running back heading into the 2024 season. That's why Blogging the Boys writer Brian Martin thinks the team should consider Broncos RB Javonte Williams. Williams has been a bright spot on the Denver roster, but is entering a contract year as the team is setting up a rebuild. Last season he started 13 games and rushed for 774 yards, 3.6 YA, and 2 touchdowns, Martin wrote on March 18. With the Broncos going through somewhat of a rebuild, Williams could be available via trade, considering he's entering a contract year. With Jaleel McLaughlin potentially waiting in the wings, the Cowboys should place a call to their buddy Sean Payton about Williams' availability. If Denver is committed to a clean slate, trading Williams would make sense. As mentioned above, impressive flashes from McLaughlin only further set up a potential exit for Williams. If that does happen, Dallas could do far worse than the former North Carolina Tar Heel. As good as Williams has looked at times, his first 3 seasons have been a mixed bag. This is partially due to injury and partially due to splitting time with other RBs. The good news about that split is that, despite 3 years of experience, Williams is still only 23 and his workload has been reasonable. As a rookie in 2021, Williams exploded into his role with Denver. According to Pro Football Reference, Williams totaled 903 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns as the team's backup RB. He also had 316 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. But in 2022, Williams suffered a torn ACL and LCL just 4 games into the year. His sophomore season was over, but it at least happened early enough that it didn't drastically affect his ability to play for the Broncos during 2023. Williams returned with a solid, albeit not great year. In 16 appearances, Williams totaled 774 rushing yards and 228 receiving yards. He scored 5 total touchdowns and crossed the 1,000 total yard mark for the second time. Another reason why Williams makes sense is that the Cowboys will not have to pay him much in 2024. The 23-year-old is still on his rookie contract and will make $1.87 million in salary this year, according to Spotrac. While Williams would be a free agent in 2025 without a second deal, that's a bridge Dallas or any interested team can cross later. If anything, it would be a test year for Williams and should encourage him to earn the biggest possible contract he can. Dallas hasn't shied away from paying RBs big money in recent years. Even now Tennessee Titans RB Tony Pollard earned $10+ million playing on the franchise tag. But for 2024, Dallas can roll with Dowdle, a number 1 RB like Williams, and maybe a new face in the draft. Saving money there should allow them to make any short-term moves required to make a playoff run. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation, Javonte Williams? Leave your opinion in the comments.